How long do you want to suffer? I'm not asking you how long you want to grieve or how long you want to mourn. How long do you want to suffer? Until you can put a number to that question, no one's going to be able to help you. I won't be able to help you. No one will be able to help you. And I'll explain why on the other side. I'm Earl Middleton, and for the next few minutes, I'm going to be your personal grief trainer. I've been a pastor, a chaplain, a counselor, a coach, and several other things. But the most accurate description of my function in helping you get grief relief right now is that I'm a trainer, a grief trainer. A pastor shepherds you and leads you. A chaplain draws near to you and comforts you. A coach puts you in position to help yourself and your team succeed. But a trainer identifies the gift in you and pushes you past what you thought were your limits to help you maximize your full potential and become the best version of yourself. You might see your pastor on Sundays, your chaplain in an emergency, your coach at scheduled practices and games, but your trainer is going to be with you all the time. And if he's not physically present, your trainer is going to be in your ear all day, expecting you to do the drills he designed for you, expecting you to work on your craft when no one's watching but God, expecting you to trust the process and respect yourself. My name is Earl, and I'm your grief trainer. I'm not your counselor. I'm not your coach. I'm not your therapist. I'm not here to stroke you. I'm here to challenge you to be the best version of yourself. I'm here to give you drills that will get you to the next level, if that's where you want to go. I see you. I see the strength you have. I see the spiritual sensitivity you possess and the drive and the determination that's encoded in every one of your cells. I see you on the other side of your grief pain, soaring into your best future, carrying your husband and his memory with you so that everyone who didn't know will know now how special he was. I see you feeling stronger, better, and helping others feel the same. I see you. I'm your grief trainer. And what does every trainer carry? A stopwatch, a timer, because a trainer pushes you in time intervals, in time blocks. Now, if you're not willing to be timed, then you can't be trained. So if you're not willing to put a time limit on your suffering, if you're not willing to put a time on how long you want to suffer, then you're going to suffer today, and you're going to suffer tomorrow, and the day after that, and the week after that, and the month after that, and the year after that, until you decide that you want to stop suffering. Now hear this uncomfortable truth, and hear me good. Until you're ready to do that, you're an addict, a drug addict. Until you're ready to put a time on your suffering, your drug of choice is your grief, and your grief is your means of escaping your present reality. Your grief takes you on a trip to a better place. You know what that place is, the good times you shared with your husband before he passed away. Oh yeah, that place provides comfort. Yeah, when you're feeling lonely, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling sad, you can slip into your grief and feel his presence again. And it's a comfortable place. Your grief addiction is really about chasing a feeling that you choose. Every action you take to nurse your grief is an act of addiction and bondage. Conversely, every action you take to offload your grief is an act of mourning and deliverance. You need to get up off of that grief and decide when you're going to choose mourning over addiction. The very word addiction comes from a root word which means to talk, to tell yourself that you need something. And addiction is diction that you hear in your head that tells you that you need this grief to feel okay, that you need this grief to prove your love, that you need this grief to affirm your husband's value. Well, I'm here to tell you, you can do all of that without the grief. You can demonstrate your love. You can show his value without having to stay addicted to your grief. But it begins with a choice. A few years ago, one of my patients was actively dying. That's what we called it at the time. And her family was distressed because she'd been in this condition for 2 weeks and amazingly still hanging on. Everyone wanted her gone for her own good. She was suffering, but she refused to go. Some of her family members assumed that she was waiting for someone, waiting to see a loved one she hadn't seen in a long time. But that wasn't it. Everyone had seen her. And so they called me in, thinking perhaps that a blessing would give her peace and permission to die and that she would let go. And so I came in and I provided a final blessing ceremony for her. And the family thanked me and I left, and we all expected that she would pass that evening. But girlfriend refused to die. She held on for another week until finally she chose to go on her own time. And it simply confirmed what I've taught for many years, that dying demands a decision to let go. Just like being born demands a decision to take that first breath of life, dying demands a decision to release that last breath of physical life. Well, hear me good. I want you to know that mourning demands a decision to let go as well. Remember the story of Jacob, devastated by what he believed was the death of his son Joseph. Jacob refused to let go of his grief for his son Joseph for the rest of his life. He chose to hold on to his grief. Why? He refused to complete his mourning because then he would have to accept that Joseph was not coming back. He was holding out hope for the rest of his life that his beloved son would return. And that's what you're doing if you haven't chosen to stop suffering. And that's why you're holding on to your grief, because you're holding out hope that your husband is going to return. And until you decide to let go of that hope, you're going to grieve and you're going to suffer today and tomorrow and the next day and the next week and the next month and the next year and for as long as you live, until you decide that you're not willing to suffer anymore. Until you decide that you're done suffering, that the time has come to get off that drug. I can help you get off that drug when you decide to let go. My 5 grief steps won't help you until you decide to let go of your grief, until you're ready to let go.